Before we begin our presentation, please read this disclaimer. Take your time, let us know when you're finished, and we will begin. I am a real estate investor. I like to buy properties and rent them out. This is my cash flow strategy and my retirement strategy. I like to buy distressed properties with borrowed money, and then typically we repair those properties and then rent the property to a tenant. Everybody wins. We help sellers because they can sell their properties and move on with their life. We help people obtain affordable housing. We help lenders like yourself find a place to achieve above average rates of return. We help neighborhoods by bringing those neighborhoods up when we repair and remodel all the old dilapidated houses. We help our schools and our local government by bringing past due taxes paid and by increasing the property tax assessment on the properties that we improve. We help contractors by giving them jobs. We help our local economy by purchasing products and services. And last but not least, we help ourselves, the investor. We create cash flow for ourselves, and we create the potential for a retirement. We do almost all of this in declining neighborhoods, and we're bringing declining neighborhoods up. The core belief of the rental strategy or the buy and hold strategy is that people will always need a place to live, that property values in general will appreciate over time, that rents in general will increase over time, and that by doing this, we can take advantage of tax depreciation schedules and minimize our taxes, and that consistent cash flow is life-changing. Now, it's very important to know how to verify the value of a property. It's both important for you as the lender and for me as the investor. We like to use licensed professionals, licensed appraisers, licensed brokers, and licensed real estate agents. Now, all three of these professionals will use comparable sales in the area in the last 6 months, typically, to establish an average price per square foot for our properties so that we can plug in that average price per square foot and find an estimated value. Again, the professional broker will do a BPO and the real estate agent will do what's called the CMA, and they're all based on comparable sales in the last 6 months. Now, there's some important criteria that you as the lender will want to be aware of. First is the loan to value, or the LTV. You arrive at the loan to value by taking the loan amount and dividing it by the value of the property. You'll also want to understand your investor's ROI, or return on investment. You can find the ROI by taking the annual income and dividing it by the total investment. Now let's go through a typical example using real numbers. And this house is on Wilcox. And we've established that the comparable rents in the neighborhood are $1,150 per month, and that the after repaired value, or the ARV, for this house is $100,000. So we make offers on this house, and we get an offer accepted at $50,000. So we're going to buy the house for $50,000, but it's going to need $18,000 in repairs, and we're going to borrow an extra $2,000, which I'll explain in a minute. And so the total investment by the time we're done fixing this house up will be $70,000. Now, why do we borrow the extra $2,000? It's because finding a motivated seller and finding a discounted price or a discounted house costs money. Finding discounted houses is not free, and on average it costs about $2,000 to find this kind of property. So here's what the total investment of $70,000 is going to look like when we borrow it. We're going to borrow this money at 8%. So the loan looks like this. $70,000 borrowed at 8% interest only. It's a non-recourse loan. It's a collateral only loan, and the outgoing interest payment is $467 per month. So this lending entity will loan $70,000, and they'll be in the first lien position. Again, you take the $70,000, divide it by the value, and that's how you get the LTV. Can we agree that 70% LTV is more than fair for this lending entity? Can we agree that this lending entity is in a reasonably safe risk-reward position, given the collateral? So here's what the total liabilities look like. The principal and interest payment is $467 per month. You add the taxes and the insurance, and the total liability per month, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, is $620 per month. So Wilcox by the numbers looks like this. Its after repaired value is $100,000. The rental income is $13,800. There's going to be some expensive, but we don't know exactly what they are, but we're going to estimate 15% of the income is going to go to expenses. So we're going to subtract $1,800 contingency. We're also going to have to subtract the annual principal, interest, taxes, and insurance payment of $7,440. So the estimated annual cash flow for this property is $4,560. So in the end, Wilcox will result in an annual cash flow of $4,560 plus appreciation plus the benefit of depreciation on the taxes. As per the National Association of Realtors, on average, the price of existing homes increased by 5.4% annually from 1968 to 2009. Based on the NAR's appreciation averages, in 5 years, this property will be worth $134,000 plus. In 10 years, this property will be worth $175,000 plus. Imagine having 5 to 10 to 15 or more of these houses appreciating like this. Do you see how and why this business is a safe and stable retirement plan? I would like to thank you for taking the time to watch this short presentation.